So, what do you do in that moment? You know the one. That moment when every single fiber of your being is screaming at you to just stop. When quitting feels like the only sane option you have left. Well, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful ideas in mental toughness, and it all starts with a single, simple choice.
I mean, come on, we've all been there, right? That point of just total exhaustion, physical, mental, you name it, where giving up doesn't just feel like an option, it feels like the only thing to do. It's a totally universal feeling, but for some people, they're forced to face it in the most extreme ways you can possibly imagine.
And to really get this, we're going to the beaches of Coronado, California. This is home to one of the toughest military training programs on the entire planet. And here, the choice to quit, well, it's made real, it's tangible, and it is very, very public.
The act of quitting itself, it's almost ridiculously simple. There are no forms you have to fill out, no long, drawn-out talks. There's just a single brass bell right there in the middle of the training compound. Any trainee, anytime, can just walk up, ring it 3 times, and that's it. It's all over. They're out.
Just try to imagine it for a second. You're cold, you're soaking wet, you're covered in sand for days on end. Your muscles are screaming, you haven't really slept, and the instructors are pushing you way beyond any limit you ever thought you had. That bell, it isn't just a piece of metal. It's a promise. It's this siren song of a warm bed, a hot meal, and rest. It is the easy way out, and it is always just sitting there, waiting for you.
So this is it. This is the choice every single trainee faces, usually while shivering in some cold, miserable mud. On one side, you ring the bell. You get instant relief. But the cost is huge. Your goal is gone, and you're left facing a potential lifetime of regret. And the other side? Yeah, it's more pain. But through that pain, something incredible happens. Character gets forged. The mission, the thing that seemed impossible, suddenly becomes possible.
So what in the world do you do when everything hurts and that bell is just calling your name? Well, the SEAL instructors, they offer this really surprising piece of advice. They say, when you are up to your neck in mud, when you are at your absolute lowest point you can imagine, start singing.
I know, right? It sounds completely nuts. Why on earth would you sing when you feel like you're literally being crushed? It's probably the last thing anyone would ever think of doing. But this isn't about, putting on a happy face. It's about something much, much deeper.
You see, singing is really a metaphor for this incredible mental process. It starts by acknowledging that the pain is real. You're not pretending it isn't there. Then, step 2, you consciously reject the bell. You reject that easy way out. Step 3 is all about digging deep to find that little spark of defiance, that part of you that refuses to be broken. And finally, step 4, you express that strength. The act of singing, it gives that inner defiance an outer voice.
And that right there is the key idea. The song isn't for anybody else, it's for you. It's your way of telling your own body, your own mind, that little voice inside that wants to quit, nope, not today, you don't win, I do. It literally becomes a weapon against your own self-doubt.
Now let's be real. Most of us are never going to go through Navy SEAL training. But this idea, it translates perfectly into our own lives. We all face our own mud. We all have challenges that push us right to our limits. And we all have a bell that we can choose to ring.
Your bell might be hitting the snooze button instead of getting up for that workout. It could be slamming the laptop shut on that project at work that just feels impossible. Or maybe it's giving up on learning that new skill, or just walking away from a relationship that needs hard work. These are those moments when the temptation for instant relief is just overwhelming.
And that really brings us to the bottom line. Every single significant achievement, I don't care if it's big or small, lies on the other side of a moment where you desperately wanted to quit. Changing your health, your career, your life, it all depends on your ability to just walk past that bell, day in and day out.
So the next time you find yourself at that breaking point, when the mud is rising and that easy way out is shimmering right there in front of you, I want you to remember this. You have a choice. You can ring the bell, or you can start to sing. So the only question left is, what's your song gonna be?